So these are more Life of a Showgirl CDs. Yes, I know. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Rachel. I do lots of Taylor Swift unboxing videos, travel vlogs, those sort of things. If that sounds like something that would be interesting to you, it would mean the absolute world if you could like and subscribe. Today's video is, yes, another Taylor Swift unboxing. We're currently in the midst of Vlogmas and Swiftmas and everything like that because it's the run up to Christmas, and I got these items actually from my friend in the US. So these are more Life of a Showgirl CDs. Yes, I know. I think we might have enough of those, but these are the Fate of Ophelia single CDs, the CD singles. So these were only released on the US store for a very, very limited time, and obviously I don't live in the US. Now, with clothing on the US store, you can usually get that shipped back to the UK. Yes, you do have to pay extra in shipping and you do have to pay customs sometimes. However, the music items, so if it's a CD, a vinyl, anything like that, they are usually geo-locked, meaning that you can only buy them if you have a US billing and a US shipping address. And often they won't let you use like one of those like PO boxes that you have in the US, or like a what's the name? Like one of those services, you know, where you have something where it'll then ship to you in the UK. Often they won't let you use that either. However, thankfully, I've got a very, very good friend in the US who managed to get me these single CDs. So these are the Fate of Ophelia single CDs. She shipped these on Tuesday last week and they came on the Monday. So less than a week. I think that's pretty good, to be fair, because I've ordered things from the US before and she sent me things from the US before and it has taken ages to come, whereas this came really, really quickly. So kind of wild. But anyway, I'm so excited about these because I would have been gutted if I couldn't get my hands on these. I am a Taylor Swift CD collector. I know obviously I do a lot of vinyl videos and my vinyl videos tend to do the best, but my true like love lies with CDs and collecting CDs because I've done this ever since I was a kid. I only started collecting vinyl actually when I was 21 for Red Taylor's version, and before then I didn't even consider collecting vinyl because I was like, it's expensive, they're difficult to look after, whereas CDs are usually pretty difficult, no, usually pretty easy. Goodness me, no words. Makes sense. Are usually pretty easy to look after. Now yes, if you've seen my CD collection, some of them might have cracks on them, but at the end of the day, like the cracks you can always get like new CD cases for, whereas with the vinyl it's far, far harder to you know, get replacements if you damage it, because you essentially need like a whole new vinyl. Whereas with these, usually the CD itself is fine as long as you don't scratch the actual CD, which is obviously, you know, in the past we all scratch CDs and stuff, but it's relatively hard to use because realistically I'm not actually going to play these CDs. With my CDs I usually have them for a collection. I do have a CD player, don't panic. Obviously I'm 25, almost 26, so I did grow up with CDs, you know. I've told this story on like all my CD collection videos. The reason why I have 2 copies of like each Taylor CD is like, especially the earlier ones, is because I like to have my own copy at home, but I also like to have a copy in the car for my mum. So like, because her car had a CD player, so I would play them, and I used to take like every single CD whenever we went. So we'd go to my grandma's house every Saturday and I'd have the Taylor by Taylor green bag, that like horrendous hideous green bag that came free with the Taylor by Taylor perfume. If I can find a photo of it I will insert it here, but it was questionable. I stored all my CDs in there. I would take them everywhere with me. I would show them to my grandma. My grandma was probably just like, Rachel, you've shown me these CDs already, but I just loved having them with me at all times. Yes, it is sad. But yeah, my CD collection is my pride and joy, because like, yes, they don't have the same like resale value and they are so easy to fake. That's one of the reasons why they don't have the same resale value, because there's so many fakes out there. So you'll see like a rare Taylor CD and you're like, whoa, it's only £20, I'll buy it, and then it's a fake. But like the real ones can be hard to come by. That's why I was like, when they were on the US store, I was like, hey, please can you get me these? And she was like, yes, of course. So I was very, very grateful for my friend for that. But these are what they, whoop, I just hit my tooth, that hurt. These are what they look like. So these are the Fate of Ophelia CD singles, and on the photos of these we have the like pictures of Taylor during the Fate of Ophelia music video. I love the Fate of Ophelia music video. I can't decide if that's my favourite Taylor Swift music video or Look What You Made Me Do, because I do love the Look What You Made Me Do music video. So I'm going to have to think a little bit more about that, because right now they're kind of like competing with each other. However, these are the CD singles. Let me show you. Which should we start with? I'm going to start off with the one I don't like as much in terms of the cover. So this is the Fate of Ophelia Alone in My Tower acoustic version. When this came to CD single, and when it also came, I think it's on one of these acoustic CDs as well. But I think the acoustic CDs might be there. It wasn't on streaming, whereas now it's on streaming, so you can listen to it. So the front cover is obviously Taylor at the start of the Fate of Ophelia music video, like the Ophelia painting. She's led down, wearing this white dress and like a painting, and the colour of the text on this is like this like turquoise, and it's beautiful. Look at me using the word turquoise! If you've seen my videos before, I'm so bad with colours, it's impressive. I just say red, green, blue. I don't believe in complex colours, like magenta. What's magenta? Magenta is just pink. But anyway, turquoise. Yeah. So this is what it looks like there. It says Taylor Swift. I was like, does it say Taylor Swift at the bottom? Yeah, it does. And then this is the back cover. So the back cover actually is the bathtub that's at the end of the Fate of Ophelia music video. Loved this when I saw it for the first time. The first time I actually saw this music video was obviously during the Life of a Showgirl release party. Was that what it's called? What it called? I can't even remember what the full title of the thing was. The thing that came to the cinemas. Obviously we saw the music video on the big screen. It was incredible. And then they showed this is the final scene with like the bathtub. You can see the Oscar on the floor, obviously referenced in one of the songs on Life of a Showgirl. And then when they go into the bathtub, you see Taylor, and it's the front cover of the Life of a Showgirl, the standard front cover where she's like, is it there? That one. Where she's in the bathtub, and it's cool. It's awesome. I loved that. It was like a full circle moment. It was awesome. So on this CD, you got the Fate of Ophelia Alone in My Tower acoustic version. You've also got the Fate of Ophelia Alone in My Tower acoustic version instrumental as well, in case you want to sing along. So that's that. So let's unwrap this. We'll give it a good go. So these weren't released on the UK store, as I said. However, last year we had the Fortnite single CD. I keep saying single CD, I mean like CD single. CD single sounds better. The Fortnite CD single, that was available on the US store first, and then they released it on the UK store afterwards. But I panicked because I was like, maybe they're not going to release these on the UK store, like. And so far I was right. Now, they might release them in the future. However, because obviously these sort of things are released to help the song stay #1, as we get closer and closer to Christmas, the chances of I think it's already not #1, because Christmas songs go to #1. You know, I think it's called like the Christmas freeze or something, because every single year people will be listening to Christmas songs. I think it's All I Want for Christmas Is You is always like #1. So like maybe after Christmas they might release them on the UK store, but I feel like then we might be focusing on like a new single from the Life of a Showgirl. There are rumours it could be Elizabeth Taylor or Opalite, so I'd really love to know which one it might be. But I feel like in the new year that's what we'll be focusing on. Obviously, this is of the time of recording. She may have released a new music video and a new single by the time I posted this, which I think is always funny whenever I do a Taylor Swift like video and I say something and then a bit later it's like, surprise, this is not true anymore. I actually made a video comparing the original version of Red and Red Taylor's version the day Taylor got her masters back. So I recorded it all, you know, I thought it was a really good video. I think I even showed the vinyl maybe in it as well. I was showing all the differences because I was like, I know some people won't want to buy this version. And then she got masters back, which was awesome, but also just really funny. That it's like, you could just never predict what she's going to do. So this is my first time seeing this, like the CD inside. I've avoided like looking at any pictures online because I always like it to be a surprise. Whenever the album... Hello? Whenever the album comes out, that is the thing I always want to avoid. I want to avoid the album prologue, and I want to avoid seeing the CD design. So that's what look. Okay, it's not that exciting. Well, you know, we tried. We were excited for it. So this is what it looks like. This is the CD. It is just like the Fate of Ophelia, like the painting behind it, and it says the Fate of Ophelia and that turquoise, and then it says. Producers Max Martin, Shellback and Taylor Swift, mixed by Serban Chenier, and it's Republic. There you go, Alone in My Tower acoustic version. So that's what the CD looks like. Behind the CD, we've got the Sweat and Vanilla Perfume poem, and then we've also got the standard poem that's in all the editions. I was very surprised when we got the Sweat and Vanilla Perfume poem in the other acoustic CDs. So we had the acoustic CDs that included all of the album tracks. This one does just include the Fate of Ophelia, it doesn't include any of the other album tracks, whereas the other CDs did, and I was quite surprised that we had the Sweat and Vanilla Perfume poem in that, because I thought it was advertised as being exclusive to the Sweat and Vanilla Perfume editions, so I was a little bit surprised that we got them in this, and I'm kind of surprised we also got this in the CD single as well. Kind of surprising, but obviously I'm not going to complain, because we always love like Taylor Swift things, we always love Taylor Swift poems. I have read the poems out before, I feel like I shouldn't. I'll read it again just in case people haven't heard it before. Let's hope I don't stutter this time. Coffee, stretch, piano keys. Vocal warm-ups in a locker room shower. Eyelash glue, a photo of him on the mirror. Sweat and vanilla perfume. The cracking of joints and the distant beat of a drum. The curtain call. The monotonous thrill of it all. Plan it out so it doesn't look planned. 10 different backup plans. If your red bottom heel breaks, you will keep strutting, balancing on the balls of your blistered feet. Know your exits. Shoulders back, eyes up. Hit your marks, your winks, sparks. Tell them a story like it's an intimate dinner party. The looks on their wondrous faces. Their expressions like mood rings. Isn't it all so majestic? Of course it is. It's a lot of other things too. So that's the Sweat and Vanilla Perfume poem. And then we've got, tonight all these lives converge here. The mosaics of laughter and the cocktails of tears. Where fraternal souls sing identical things. And it's beautiful, it's rapturous, it's frightening. It's worth everything it has cost you. And even at your darkest or drunkest, you wouldn't say any different, would you? You would choose all of it again, no matter how the story ends. With the ugliest booze or the loveliest bouquet. They say that love is a choice you make every single day. And that is how you love the life of a showgirl. So that's the two poems in there. So the Sweat and Vanilla Perfume poem is in the Sweat and Vanilla Perfume editions, which is the standard cover editions. It's also in those additional acoustic album cover, like album CDs as well, and then obviously in the single CDs. And then the other poem is in all of the other CDs, so it's rapturous, it's frightening, it's beautiful CDs, and it's also in all the vinyl as well, alongside other poems. So in the vinyl you've got the tiny bug, you've got the lovely bouquet, you've got champagne bubbles. Each of those, oh, and the target, the crowd is your king. Each of those also has a separate poem, like the Sweat and Vanilla Perfume poem, that's interchangeable, and then they all have that one. They all have the, like, tonight all these live converge here poem. If you wanted to know. I know people like to know these things. So this is what we have. Now these would advertise as having like 2 collectible covers, like I think it was like double-sided. So this is the first one, and then this is the second one. Now I'm going to keep it as as lovely as that one is, like I'm going to keep it as the first one, and I didn't feel the need to get 2 of these single CDs to have both covers, because they are just one. Like if they were 2 different covers, then yes, I would have got them. But the fact it is just one thing that you can just turn around, I was like, no, I don't need 2. But if they were different, like you couldn't swap it around, then I probably would have got the other one as well. But that's what that first one looks like. Then we have the Fate of Ophelia, and this one includes the Fate of Ophelia and the Fate of Ophelia instrumental. So this is the acoustic one, this is just the Fate of Ophelia. That's what it looks like on the front, and then on the back. So on the front, obviously it's Taylor during the Fate of Ophelia music video wearing that red outfit. I love that, and like the Marilyn Monroe blonde wig. Again, there's more of a blue than a turquoise on this one with the text. And then on the back, it's got the dressing room mirrors that you can see in the music video as well. So we'll open this one too, and it's also quite nice on the side because it's different. They're like different. Can you see that? Yeah, so it says that. I think that's nice, because then if you like have them, because most people obviously don't have their CDs all facing forward, they'll have just like the spine of the CDs essentially facing forward. They're the things you see the most. So it's nice when they're different, because you're like, oh yeah, you have that version, that's fun. So we'll just open this up. There's not any, oh, oopsie daisy. There's not any hype stickers or anything on this, so we don't need to worry too much about the plastic packaging. We'll just throw her away. We've got that. There we go. So this is what this one looks like. I love the cover of this. I loved this outfit so much when we saw it for the first time. I was like, whoa, she looks incredible. So another one, will open it up. There we go. So this one also is different in terms of the CD. So let me show you the CD. That's what it looks like there. So it's like the dressing room, tables, I'm trying to figure out what that is. I have no idea what that is. Like a hairbrush, things like that, just on the dressing room table. It says the Fate of Ophelia. And then behind it, we then have those same poems that I just read out, so I'll save you reading them out again. But behind the paper of the poems, it's then got the dressing room as well, which is quite cool. And then we have this 2 like collectible covers. I'm not sure, it's just a piece of paper, obviously. It's not got like a lyric booklet or anything. I kind of wish it did have some kind of lyric booklet, because obviously behind the CDs is that like poem, so you're not seeing the lyrics for it. That would have been quite nice, because I like to have them in my CDs, like the lyrics. And then the other side, so the front side you've got that one of Taylor in the outfit from the music video, and then the other side you've got the It's Rapturous cover, but it's in black and white rather than the green on the It's Rapturous CD, and it says it's beautiful. It doesn't say that. It says it's beautiful, it's rapturous, it's frightening, and they are the names of the like other like alternate cover CDs. So that is actually a really, really nice cover, but I think I'm going to go with the colourful cover over the black and white one, just because I like it when my CDs are like colourful rather than black and white. Because we have enough Taylor black and white album covers, we don't need to make the colourful ones black and white. And they are the 2 single CDs for the Fate of Ophelia. I always love it when she releases single CDs. I think they're so fun to collect. These very much are just for collectors, because obviously like you can get, I mean, the favourite that you can get all of these versions on streaming now. You could get them with that other CD that included the rest of the songs on the album. They're just a nice little thing to have as part of your collection, so I do really, really like these. Let me know in the comments, did you manage to get your hands on these? Do you collect Taylor Swift CDs? I love chatting with you guys about all things Taylor Swift, and obviously Taylor Swift CDs and vinyl, so let me know in the comments. Make sure to check out my other videos from Vlogmas and my other Life of a Showgirl videos. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day!